Hey, small business owners, have you ever been fooled by AT&T's Double Talk? Did it go something like this?
Get fast internet and phone for a great price.
But what they actually mean is
slow starting speeds, added taxes, and extra charges.
when Spectrum Business says blazing fast internet for just $44.99 a month and phone for just $29.99 a month, they mean it. Because with Spectrum Business, there are no hidden fees or added phone taxes and no contracts. And Spectrum Business Internet starting speed is 200 megabits per second, much faster than AT&T's 25 meg internet. Plus, if you're stuck in a contract, they'll buy you out.
No double talk?
Really? No double talk?
With Spectrum Business, what they say is what they mean. Call
Good to go, or
866-5
alrighty.
now to get faster internet and reliable phone with no hidden fees and no contracts. That's 855-866-5599. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's look at the steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maven. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. You're about midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven. Break it down like this. Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And I know it's a Friday. I know everyone's normally jumping for joy on a Friday, but I am going to need your help because I am not in the mental place I should be, and I can't wait for you to listen to Steve Rummage tell you about it. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
Man, I'll say this. It's been a long, long time since I've been kind of even thinking about, I can't wait to go to sleep tonight to wake up and have game day tomorrow. Like, and what I mean by that is even the Michigan State game, I was excited for. I was like, this is good. But you
thought you were getting busted.
Well, I didn't think you was going to. No.
For Michigan State.
No, because I said on this show that whole week when you mocked me, I said, dude, I don't know. I think it's a pretty good matchup. I think they beat Michigan State. But but even then there was an expectation. Once I actually watched them beat Michigan State, they're pretty good. And then I watched them parlay that into a win at Seton Hall's place, not in the Garden. It was like, I was like, oh my gosh, they are really good. And I watched them the other night come out and be focused and take care of a much inferior team the way they should, not let that team hang around and beat them by 10 or 11 like a UNC Greensboro or whatever. But I was
See what you did there.
Yes, but now I it's almost like I feel like Louisville basketball is back to where we used to be.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
I couldn't agree anymore, man. I mean, it's one of those things where it's been a while since I've really felt excited to get to a game because there really weren't any big football games to get up for. Like Steve said, I got up for the Michigan State game, but there was still kind of that, I don't know if we're really going to compete or not. Now I'm really confident in this team, and I think going into tomorrow at Assembly Hall, I feel like we should win the game. And if you would have told me that at the beginning of the year that was the way I was going to feel going into a Romeo Langford-led Hoosiers team at Indiana, I would have been pretty excited.
8150 93.9 3831 93.9. I'll just ask this question. The text line people 3831 93.9. Is Louisville back? I mean, we're what, game 8?
Yeah.
Is Louisville back? B-A-C-K. Just straight up back, right? Because here's the thing. Here's what's going on. And, Steve, you can attest to this.
Yes.
How miserable am I becoming right before your eyes? I am turning. I mean, I feel like I am transitioning like into curmudgeon, right? You know, there was a moment during the press conference from Central Arkansas, and I don't know if y'all remember this, but it might stick out in your head. Chris Mack was asked about has he spoke to Satterfield, right?
Yeah.
The new coach. Do you remember Coach Mack's response?
Yes. He said, we have a new coach.
People, you know, every year we hear this study about the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
And we get those TV ratings, right?
Yes.
And those TV ratings say 39.9% of all the TVs in America was on the Super Bowl, right? And we're never fascinated by the number of people who are watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're fascinated by the number of people who aren't watching the Super Bowl.
Yes.
On Super Bowl Sunday. What are you doing with your life, right? That was one of those moments where I felt a kinship with Coach Chris Mack when he said,
"We have a new coach." I have no idea. I worry about Central Arkansas.
You hear the people giggling and snickering in the background?
Yeah.
Right? It took about 3 seconds for them to look at his face and say, he's serious.
Yeah.
Right? He has no idea that the university has a new coach, and he was dead serious. I talked about basketball. I talk about Central Arkansas. I'm talking about Indiana. And I'm going to make sure I still have a wife and kids at home. Make sure they actually still do exist. I think I got a new dog somewhere around this house too, somewhere. Right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
He's locked in. And you know what else? I felt a moment of compassion until I started watching Indiana.
Yeah.
Right? I'm watching Indiana. I opened my computer to watch a little bit of just refresher scouting, right? And I was like, damn, Coach Mack is just locked in that office, grinding through film, trying to psychoanalyze his kids and trying to make them better. And then I started watching basketball. And Steve, I gotta admit, man, there are very few times in life where you have opportunities to seize, you know, where we know of anybody, if anybody else knows, this stuff is fleeting. 1 second, you got Anthony Simons, Romeo Langford, Brian Bowen, right? You got these guys on the way to your university where you're actually putting together a roster that you know is going to be a top 8 team, or it has the potential to be a top 8 team. I mean, it could always all fall apart at any given time.
Right.
You go from that to God knows what happens after that, right?
Yes.
I'm watching Indiana. I'm watching North Carolina last night. I'm watching these teams, and I'm doing the math, right? I'm doing the physical math. And the more I'm doing the math, the less I'm fearing most of the opponents on the schedule. The more I see mathematically the potential of this team with the right coach and the right personnel and the right freshness, attitude, energy, right? The unleashing of energy. I'm watching Indiana, and I'm looking at Romeo Langford, and I'm looking at him and the way he moves, and I say, we have one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not with the scoring and not with the confidence, but just the moving and the jumping and the getting around screens. I'm watching Romeo Langford and saying, BJ moves a lot like him. Get on fast break. BJ jumps a lot like him.
You're about 3 inches taller.
And he's taller. And he's stronger. He does not have that confidence. But it's still, we do the little inch away from, opening. So then you snap me out of my VJ emotional moment and say, wouldn't you not mind putting Dwayne Sutton on Romeo Langford?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're looking at the big man, and the big men are kind of stumbling around, and they're considered good big men.
Oh yeah,
right. Like people around the country, like
that's the strength of Indiana's team. One of them, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I have players that can play against them. I have players that can compare. If my players listen to their coach and just play consistent, solid,
yeah.
At the very least, it's a push.
Mm-hmm.
They're neutralized, and I'm watching it, and I'm just getting angrier and angrier, and I'm like, y'all aren't allowed to go out anymore. Like, this is a moment. This is one of those moments.
Yeah.
Y'all, listen, trust me. Me not letting y'all go out to party on this Saturday, you'll be mad at me, but down the road, you'll thank me later. Coach, I no longer feel sorry for the social life you don't have.
You're right.
Any player complaining about his social life, I am going to turn into the full lock them in the dorms. No, you don't get money, college athlete, right? Eat your gruel and practice. Like, I'm turning into a demon coach because I see too much talent and too much potential and too much. You're too close to being way too good. Does that mean they're back?
I mean, it means there's some expectation, yeah, that's back. I think, I read an article yesterday with Myron Metcalf, who was talking about different things going around the country, and it basically said, Chris Mack was a leader in the clubhouse for Coach of the Year right now. And he set the bar at, if they make the tournament, he will win every Coach of the Year award that's out there. And I'm thinking, well, you're going to do a little more than that.
With the tournament conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because of what you said. And it goes back to what we said when Mac first took the job. Said he's going to walk in here and look at these players and say, oh, my gosh, like, this is what I got to work with? And y'all are out here saying, oh, poor Mac. He's thinking, thank goodness, because I've got a treasure chest here. Like, heck, the expectations on me should be high. And compared, because talent for talent, he's got more talent than he had at Xavier last year with the 1 seed. I'm not saying he had better basketball players, but he has more talent on this team all day.
He's got a tougher schedule.
No, much tougher schedule. You don't have guys that's been in your system for 4 years.
He can't win back-to-back Coaches of the Year either.
I think he will. He's got to be the leader in the ACC clubhouse right now, because you're not going to give it to Krzyzewski. You're not going to give it to Bennett. Right now, realistically, the leaders in the clubhouse for ACC Coach of the Year would be Buzz Williams, Leonard Hamilton, and Chris Mack, probably.
Pittsburgh.
Capel could be, yeah, but
it remains to be seen.
Yeah. But those guys there. Do you think Chris Mack right now? Do you think Louisville could beat Florida State, Virginia Tech, and Pitt? Not saying they'll beat them all three, but do you think they could? Absolutely. So it's not so much that I'm saying, hey, they're back, but they are in a fan sense, because I've got that feeling.
In a fan sense.
Yeah.
The basketball is back.
Yes. I genuinely mean what I said when we opened the show. I can't wait for tomorrow.
Like literally itching to go to sleep.
Yes. I can't wait for that game. And that's how I used to feel. I used to feel like, oh man, what do we got tomorrow? Oh, this is big, man. If they can win this one, they go on to the next, and it was like, this is, because I'm thinking, man, you beat IU tomorrow. You got the next 3.
You're ranked.
Yes, and you're going to win your next 3. You're going to beat Lipscomb. You're going to beat Robert Morris. You're going to beat
Robert Morris.
Yeah, you do got Robert Morris.
Wait a minute.
They did something of
Where
note.
do I know Robert Morris from? Golly.
I probably know a guy.
I don't know. Let's just go to the phones and then we'll see
Bobby
about that Robert Morris.
No, rest of the season, man. Noel.
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
What's up, guys?
Chilling.
I mean, the only way you know it's really bad is
Tell him to call back.
Playing the first game.
Lawrence, you got to get a new phone, bro.
Lawrence, give us a call back, man.
Lawrence, that the place you call from, so
there's no Lawrence has to call from a payphone. That's the only explanation. And Lawrence, my guy. I talk to Lawrence. Lawrence comes up to our post game shows a lot of times, or pre-game shows, and hangs out. I like Lawrence.
I think Lawrence calls from an area that's not around people.
Yeah, it's called 51.
Lawrence calls from a location at the workplace where people won't walk by and hear him, right? And I think that place has bad service.
It's the only explanation.
That's the only explanation.
But call back. I'm sure it's a good point, Lawrence.
3 wins after Indiana, if you can beat Indiana.
And leading into a Kentucky game.
But how can you – I'm asked this. People ask me this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
How can you be so happy, right?
Yes.
And I'm looking at you like, how can you be excited? Why is this not like painstaking pressure now?
I know.
Because when you have the talent, you know how they say the coaches just the better you are, the harder it is to to leave something a stone unturned or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like looking at the games you play after Indiana makes Indiana so much more important.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you knew, okay, when you got Tennessee, okay, you're still gonna have either Marquette or Kansas. You have Seton Hall, and you have Michigan State, and
Yes.
you don't have much time because after the Seton Hall, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You got Indiana right around the corner. Like this is gonna be a 3-game stretch of development time.
Right.
How can you enjoy this so much?
Oh, well, I mean, because is
it because of the last 2 years?
Well, no, yes and no.
Or last year.
But no, I think that this is what we love this stuff, man. I think we just got a little used to it. And in the last couple of years, I think now that you get this back, after having 2 years, well, I don't want to say 2 years.
What's the spread?
For
Louisville, Indiana.
I don't know.
Brian.
Sounds good now.
Spread for Indiana, Louisville. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind, my man?
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
That's all right.
To me, he already beat Chris Mack already beat one Hall of Fame coach. If he beats 2 more this season, then I feel that Louisville really is back.
So that's the lie. He needs 2 more wins over Hall of Fame coaches. Then Lawrence gives the stamp of approval.
Right. Last year I said if Patterson beat Seth Boeheim, Calipari, and Roy Williams, I feel he's the right man for the job. But if Chris Mack can beat I don't see him beating Coach K.
Right.
I can see him beating Calipari. I can see him beating Boeheim. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Roy Williams.
Lawrence, I appreciate the call. I got to go straight to Steve on that one. Steve, did Lawrence just say, last year I said, listen, if David Padgett can beat Coach K, Boeheim, Roy Williams,
yeah,
and who's my last one?
I don't know.
Roy Williams,
yeah.
Boeheim. Who are we talking about? No, I'm not going to let this one go. Boeheim, Krzyzewski, Roy Williams. Who's the other coach? Who's the other Hall of Fame coach? Calipari.
Yeah.
He said, then I'll say he's a good hire.
It's like what was our thing yesterday? And look, when VJ puts up 42 and 27 against Duke,
right? Then I'll say he's back. He's back. Right.
Crumb's Revenge said the spread's not out yet, but Kim Palm is usually really close, and they got us at about a 5.5, 6 point underdog.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. So if Kim Palm's right
We're
around
a 6 point
well, that's according to Kim Palm,
which is going to be the spread.
But Kim Palm also has us beating Kentucky.
We're gonna get hosed. Kim Palm knows the refs.
I don't.
We're gonna get killed.
You're the worst. Y'all see what I deal with like for games. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. This is like we're gonna start taking you off the air during the season.
We're gonna get cheated.
Just you can go on during the summer.
Oh my God.
Listen, Coach Mack, Louisville Sports Live tweeted this. Coach Mack's 4-2 against IU's Archie Miller. 4-2 all time. The coach has previously met 6 times when they coached at Xavier and Dayton. He's got a winning record, man.
We're a 5-6 point underdog.
Because it's at Indiana, dude. Like, you get 4 points in college basketball for being home.
That's my point.
You were a dog against Michigan State. Like, if you're basing your happiness on if Louisville's an underdog or a favorite in a spread this season, then, dude, you're going to need medicine.
A texter writes in something. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to read it. Robert Morris spanked the UK in the NIT the year the Cards won the NCAA tournament. My buddies and I went to Lexington to watch the Cards play Oregon, Marquette. Can't remember exactly. The people in Lexington were jerks, and we would chant Robert Morris at them, and they shut up real quick. No, they did not shut up in Lexington when you chanted Robert Morris.
Right.
That did not happen. Texter, I really appreciate you texting in. One person may have shut up. Nobody shut up when you said Robert Morris. I'm surprised you made it out there live. If that was. By
the way, hey, for the record, real quick, I do need to throw this out there. The what is it? The NCAA March Madness Andy Katz bracketology has Louisville as a 7 seed. Listen.
Oh my God!
Listen,
what are we doing, people?
For a second. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If you're gonna say, put yourself in March real quick. All right, listen.
Oh my God!
Louisville's a 7 seed playing Richard Pitino in the first round.
We are made for the Vills, the YouTube channel.
Are you ready for this? In Columbus, Ohio.
What did you just say? I didn't hear you.
I know, because listen, this is big.
Sorry.
In Columbus, Ohio. Now, imagine you're in March and you get this draw. Louisville's playing Richard Pitino and Minnesota in Columbus.
Oh, God.
Your 2 seed is Tennessee.
Oh,
and
God.
your 3 seed is Michigan State.
Oh.
And you don't think Louisville couldn't possibly make a run in this tournament this year?
Oh, God.
Just say it, man.
Who put this bracket out?
Andy Katz.
He's a smart guy.
I know. That's what I mean, man. Like it's not some crazy thought process to think that this Louisville team's not, that you're not playing for a good seed and can make a run in a tournament this year. I mean, that's a bracketology that means absolutely squat right now. I understand that. But, I mean, can you imagine getting that draw? You're a 7 seed. You get to play Richard Pitino and Minnesota in the first round. Then you get Tennessee in March, and you get Michigan State again in a Sweet 16 game.
He knew what he was doing, putting Minnesota against Louisville.
Oh, sure. They'll try to do that. If they can make that one happen, that's going to be the one this year that they are 1,000% going to go to the well if they
Louisville
can get it.
would get every call imaginable in that matchup.
Absolutely would. There's no way they'd let Louisville lose that.
No stinking way.
Yeah.
No possible way.
No.
They'd let Coach of the Year Chris Mack lose.
Yes.
To Richard.
So, but my point is, like, and the reason I said bracketology right now means a little nothing, but if you put that in your mind, it gives you something of substance to see, and you go, oh my gosh, well, yeah, I'd feel pretty good with that draw. Louisville can win that.
Doug, thanks for joining us on the Escort Collision Center Hotline, my man. Fire away.
Question. Well, good morning, first of all.
Good morning.
But my question is, why is everybody so down or so pessimistic, if I say that right, about the Cards this season. I mean, the only person that we lost that that we looking forward to replacing for real is Ray Fowler. And everybody else was Dingadale was trash, and then we got Cunningham to replace
Q.
The Q. So I mean, and we was if Rick was there last year, we was expected to be your Final Four team. Me, I don't know if the football stuff is rubbing off on everybody, but if we don't make the Sweet 16 at least this year, then Mac had a bad year. I'm expecting Mac to at least get us in the Sweet 16. This narrative that if we just make the tournament and go the first good, show up good, I don't understand this talk. We are the Louisville Cardinals now. I mean, I understand it in the football aspect, but I don't understand it, and I really don't appreciate it in the basketball terms. So, yeah, we need to get if Mac don't make Sweet 16, then what we bringing him for?
Doug, I appreciate the
You
call.
see what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
We're back.
We're back.
We're ready to go. People are saying, look, now I'm not saying everybody shares Doug's expectation there, but I think that a lot of people are starting to look at this team and go, wait a minute, I mean, Michigan State's going to be a top 3 seed.
We already
Tennessee's going to be a top
class.
3 seed. Look, Michigan State's going to win the Big Ten. Tennessee's going to win the SEC. That's 2 conference winners right there. You just played up against.
I was just watching. You know, one of the first things they said on the Michigan State Louisville game?
Michigan may win the Big Ten.
Izzo says he thinks this is a team that can make a run at a national championship.
Yeah.
Talking about his Michigan State team.
Yes.
I'd play them all day,
All
every
day long, you
and
take
twice
that.
on Sunday.
You take that all day. You draw them in a Sweet 16, let's freaking go.
In Indianapolis.
No, well, they had us in Washington, is where, according to that bracket.
I was just being imaginative.
Like the 4 regions, you'd be in Kansas City, Anaheim, Washington, or, well, you can't be in Louisville, which is totally ignorant. But, yeah, I mean, dude, a Washington, D.C. trip, I'm making that trip all day against Michigan State.
I'm in.
Not only against Michigan State, let me, if you put us in any bracket, let me read you some 3 seeds, or some 2 seeds if you're a 7 seed. Nevada. You play Nevada in the second round?
They're good.
You're right. Texas Tech. Did you play Texas Tech in the second round?
All day, every day.
All day. Let me read you some 3 seeds. Kentucky. Michigan State. Auburn. And Wisconsin. All freaking day, whichever Sweet 16 you want to put me in, I'm headed there. I'm getting ready, and I'm packing for 2 days. Because I'm 3 days. Because there's a day in between. But I'm saying I'm not coming back till after the Elite 8. Period. I mean, think about that. That's what I mean by we're back. Even if they go get beat tomorrow. You
can get buzzsawed at any time.
You can get beat at Assembly Hall. You can go get beat in Assembly Hall. I think they're better than Indiana. I think they should win the game. But you go up to Assembly Hall, there's a reason teams get a 2-3 point advantage for being at home. It happens.
You normally get 2 to 3. Big time home environment, you get 3 to 4.
Right. You know, cool. You get beat. Come back, win your next 3, go beat Kentucky. Let's get into ACC conference. Cool. What an out of conference schedule.
Seton Hall and Michigan State made your whole out of conference.
You feel like Marquette slipped away. That's it.
And everybody knows what happened with Marquette.
Sure.
They know is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not us. Now, if we were just a whiny bunch, that we were the only ones that felt that way. Like, you took something good away from Marquette. You took away from that loss. This is why it's little things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You probably learned more out of Marquette than you did out of any game you've played.
Yeah. I think so.
You learned about physicality against Tennessee.
Yep.
And against Marquette, you learn the little things will cost you all day, every day.
Yeah, because even though the officials were ungodly bad in that, you learned, you know what they did after Marquette? They finished out games. They learned, because you can tell Chris Mack said, I wish, just like you said, he said, I wish one of y'all would bring up the refs. After y'all miss free throws, miss layups, miss those things to win the game, I wish one of y'all would sit in this locker room and talk about how an official screwed us out of the game. And you know what they've done after that? They went and they finished games. They finished Michigan State. They finished Seton Hall. They come out and they put their foot on Central Arkansas's throat. You were 5 minutes into that game. It was like, boy, I wish I'd have bet the spread. I mean, seriously, it was 22. We were 5 minutes into this game, and I'm like, dude, they're choking them out. I mean, it's over. Like,
they look serious.
They did. You were like, this is over.
They look so serious that I said, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm over there. Dwayne, calm down.
Yep.
Play fundamentally sound.
Right.
Coach Matt, get him out of the game.
Yes.
Get Okoye out the game. This is not the game. That's what I turned into. But I only turn into that guy when I know you got some long-term goals, some bigger goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it goes back to what I said real quick before we go to the phone line. The one thing I will say, it goes back to what I said. If this was a Rick team, we already would have been saying what you were saying yesterday. Hey, good win, but man, they got to get this together. You know what I mean? I mean, we'd be out here beating a top 5 team with Rick, and you go, yeah, they got to get that rebounding, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it was like, yeah, but they got to fix this. We're getting that way.
It's too early for this.
I know. No, it's not. He's great. He's great. He's a great coach.
Matt, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Marcus. Quit being the devil's advocate. It's okay.
Agree. Tell him. Preach.
I'm telling you. I think Mac's going to have them back to where they need to be and everything, and I agree. But I think it's a little soon to be starting to look at brackets. But the big test is going to see the true knockdown grind ACC play. Depending on how they do during ACC play, normally in the later part, that's what's going to determine how well they're going to peak towards tournament time. But that's going to be the big question. Will he have them totally?
You want to take Mac at 11
by tournament time?
Matt, man, listen, I appreciate the call. I know I hear you on the bracket. I tell you what, we'll take a quick commercial break. Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150, 93.9 is the number on 93.9 The Ville.
I love your wall color.
Oh, thank you. I got it at Lanning Paints. They are Louisville's only local paint manufacturer, and they provide everything from driveway sealer to high-quality paint.
Really?
Yes. Not only do they make their own products, but their new Dixie Highway location is a Benjamin Moore dealer as well.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Their other location is right in the heart of Middletown, just past Blankenbaker on Shelbyville Road.
Sally, I'll talk to you later. Honey, get in the car. We're going to Lanning Paints.
Lanning Paints, painting the USA from Louisville, Kentucky since 1983.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
Matt here, head brewer and owner at Great Flood Brewing Company. The way we make our beer is important because of the people who drink it. Root for those who share a connection to the community. We use the finest ingredients and best practices to honor our history and build upon it. Louisville made, brewer owned. Find Great Flood 6-packs at your local retailers throughout the city. Learn more and follow our journey at greatfloodbrewing.com.
Want to be part of the show? Hit us up on the Fan Outfitters Twitter feed at 93.9 The Ville.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Scorns and Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not, I repeat, do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill Ed Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
If your heating and cooling system is old, inefficient, and on the fritz, believe it or not, you could be in luck. Now is the perfect time to replace and upgrade your system with your local factory-authorized Bryant dealer, BJ Heating and Cooling. BJ Heating and Cooling is offering 0% financing with approved credit on all Bryant equipment installs, whatever it takes. BJ Heating and Cooling offers free estimates on installing heat pumps, furnaces, ACs, and mini splits. Call the experts you can trust at BJ Heating and Cooling or visit bjheatcool.com today.
What good is it having that beautiful view on your front and backyard if you can't see through your old grimy windows? Or how about when you let a little fresh air and your windows are constantly getting stuck? If this sounds like your current situation, it's time to make that call to Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, the best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted the most efficient for 2018 and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and all 5-star reviews, which means these are exactly the new windows you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
This is it. The final week of Genesis' incredible finance offer. You have until this Sunday to get 5 years zero-interest financing with zero down on any purchase. Guys, shop early and let Genesis help you with that home run gift. We have the jewelry women love. Prices starting at $250 up to $500,000. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants in stock and ready to go. And with this special finance offer, everything's affordable. How about a $6,000 designer ring? You pay just $100 a month. Or go over the top with a $10,000 diamond bracelet and pay just $166 a month. It's the smartest and easiest way to buy. And yes, everything's included, even all GIA certified diamond engagement ring, as well as all Swiss timepieces. But please, hurry. This amazing offer ends this Sunday and will not be extended. 5 years, zero interest, and zero down. Genesis Diamonds. Open Sundays now till Christmas. Shelbyville Road Plaza. On approved credit, see store for details.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Yeah, they haven't come up yet, but I'll be good. They usually start. I got a couple options up, but they usually start popping up about 5 minutes before.
You're listening to Middays with Marcus Maben, broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben, 8150. 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station, people. I don't know if this is the right one. This is the right location, but I'll just throw it out here and make sure people know. Our Cram the Van event is going on right now. If you listen to any of these stations, you've been hearing our Christmas donations have really been picking up. You can go to our GoFundMe page, gofundme.com/CramTheVan2018, or you can call the Salvation Army special number they've set up at 502-593-5662. I'm sorry I don't have the details of the YMCA event where that. We'll have that on the next break. We'll be taking Coach Chris Mack's press conference live. So you want to stay around here. You want to be tuned in. Either station. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be. We'll be streaming it.
We'll have it here at 11 o'clock. So and we'll be back. Afterwards.
Right,
We're just gonna it'd be his live press conference looking at Indiana tomorrow. Also, a few things in the news real quick. Bruce Feldman is saying that Louisville is bringing on Brian Brown from Appalachian State, which we had heard that name the other day, but that he's actually going to come over as the defensive coordinator here too. He's young up and comer, had a top 5 defense last year. I like it. I'm okay with it. I think it's good. So,
Jalen said they were good.
Yeah, so I'm a fan of it. Go ahead and give the guy a shot. I think he's going to be good. Can't hurt.
Another thing, just got to ask you, Steve. Did you, by any chance, see the picture posted of Coach Chris Mack guarding Judge Derwin Webb in college?
Yes.
I'm listening.
And I saw the back and forth.
It was awesome.
Between, I know Judge Webb basically said, dude, I thought you was fouling me the whole game.
Right.
And I think Mac kind of responded with, man, I was only in for like 2 minutes. So
suck it up, Webb.
Yeah, suck it up.
Right? Like, how awesome is that?
That's funny.
Coach Chris Mack guarding Judge Derwin Webb. That's why we love sports, people. Listen, those players you see become your community. Like, this is a fact. I'm surprised you didn't go straight to the psychoanalysis of Coach Mack's hairstyle at the time.
No, I didn't hate it.
No. Not to hate it.
Yeah.
The psychoanalysis of what kind of dude he was.
Like a military cut.
I don't think it was. I think it was more like the who don't want, I gotta come up with a dude. That was the version of the man bun, in my opinion. You gotta check it out again. He had a bald fade, like a bold fade cut or something.
Like a house party or
yeah.
Shorter version
Yeah,
of
more towards that like I thought it was a fashionable cut he had going. It was funny to see, but no, it was whoever shared that first, that was really, really awesome to see floating around out there.
It's funny.
And giving Coach Mack a hard time on how much he's been in the gym, in the lab. I'm turning into that guy. Like, I'm turning into that guy along with you. I'm ready to start looking at tournament predictions too. Right? I think you sold me on that.
I know. Yeah. I mean, and look, part of
it's way too early stuff, but I'm in now.
Yeah. Part of it for me is, I mean, there's absolutely no reason for it now, but also I didn't really, I mean, I got to do it last year, but it was the bubble thing. I don't know. And I really didn't think they had a shot, even if they got in.
The bubble's terrible to be on.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh.
Because there's no real you can't get mad about the bubble, Steve.
I know.
When you're Louisville, you can't get mad about being in the bubble or out the bubble.
Yeah, it's like, even if you're on the bubble, it's like when you didn't get in, you're like, well, we probably shouldn't be in anyway.
Right.
Why are we even on
and
the
even
bubble?
if you get in, you're like,
we're going to go the first 4 and lose. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, man, we're going to catch one of these teams that are hungry to be there in the first 4.
I mean, I knew you could get hot if you got in.
Yeah, because you look at the one bracket that Kentucky breezed through and made the Final Four in, where it just kind of opened up like the
1 seed.
They get beat. That's right. K-State beat them in the Sweet 16. Who made the Final Four out of that bracket? Loyola Chicago. That was it. Loyola Chicago. But I mean, you catch a bracket like that where you get to play
K-State.
No, yes, where you get to play whoever they played somebody in the first
Loyola
round,
and K-State.
Then the second round you get like Buffalo.
How scared were you when that bracket started breaking open?
I told my father-in-law, I was like, yeah, well, okay, you are in the Final Four. Like, the only solace I had in that whole thing.
You gave yourself to the sports gods and said, listen, I know they're going to the Final Four. Just don't let them win it all.
I just was like, they can't beat Nova. That was the only thing I was holding on to. I was like, I don't think they can beat Nova. I was like, I mean, they're in. Not only the Final Four, I was like, they're in the championship game. The period. They're going to be, it's over. Like, they're in the championship game. My only hope I'm holding on to is I know they can't beat Villanova.
All our conversations were Kentucky-Villanova.
So I cannot explain to you what it was like the night that it was probably second behind the Wisconsin thing, because the Wisconsin thing was the greatest thing ever. But the when I woke up, because I went to sleep.
Why are we talking about this in the middle of the day?
Because it's awesome. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing. Because I went to sleep. And I remember I was like, yeah, they're going to beat K-State. And I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I looked at my phone. I was like, I got to know.
You was like, no
And I
way.
went to Twitter, and everybody's like, oh, my God, they're going to go down. And then I'm like, oh, crap, now I've got to watch.
Yeah, I hate when I wake up, and it's still going. Yeah.
So I turn it on with like a minute left, and they hit a three or something. I'm like, oh, they're going to win. Now I'm invested. No, now I can't turn it off. So I actually got a little bit of that enjoyment. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Wisconsin.
No, Wisconsin was perfect. Oh, that was the greatest
Let me
thing
get
ever.
back to this phone.
I sold about everything but my soul for that one. I was walking up and down the driveway like, dude, I'll do whatever. My dad was in the garage. Like, hey, just hit a three. Decker just hit a three. They're gonna win. I was like, no,
the British are coming. The British are.
Oh yeah. We were celebrating at the Rummage House that night.
Jesus, goodness gracious. Eric, thanks for joining us on 93.9, my man. Fire away.
Steve, I just want to say thank you for letting us relive that, because it was the same way at our household. I didn't want to have to hear all those Kentucky fans talking about 40-0 and all that
it was
crap.
beautiful.
It was the worst. That was the best thing ever. But the reason I called, and Marcus, I believe you were the one who, maybe Steve said it, but I think you were the one who said it. Don't make these guys the unforgettables.
Yeah.
I feel like at the beginning of the year, everybody was like, well, we're not really exactly sure what we have, and it's a new coach, so we got to be cautious about how we feel about the team. And, I only got to watch a little bit of the Denny Crum era, but then I was here for the entire Pitino era. What I know about both of those eras is that you had a great coach implement their scheme and had their players fit and willing and ready to play hard to go out and win basketball games. What I've seen through 6 or 7 games now of Chris Mack is that that's what we're going to do. He is a good coach, a great coach, who goes out, implements his system, his style. Our players are learning it, they're playing hard, they're playing for him, and we look like Louisville basketball, period. We are back. We are Louisville basketball. Stop thinking about should we look at brackets. We are going to be in the tournament. That's what our expectations should be, and we should have been in last year if you had, 0.8 seconds with a, David Padgett, who's the first-time ever head coach. This is Louisville basketball. This is where we're at. We're beating IU tomorrow, and I think a 7 seed is too low. I think we'll be a 4 at the end of the year. Thanks.
Eric, I appreciate the call. That's lofty. I can't complain about that. Alex, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's in mind?
Hey, Steve, I think I remember what you said when Kentucky had that wide open run. I remember you specifically saying that God is smiling upon Kentucky and he hates Louisville. I think
that sounds about
right. Those were your words.
Pretty
exactly.
close.
Because when you said that, I was like, it's right. He's absolutely correct. I chose the wrong team. God obviously sees much more in favor with Kentucky than he does with U of L. I felt the exact same way. I was like, this is incredible. And then they lost, and I was like, oh no, Jesus does love Louisville.
Yes.
Okay. He does. So yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to. I thought that was hilarious when you said that, because I say that all the time. Like whenever I'm watching a game, I'm like, does God hate us right now? And then something good happened. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. He doesn't. But yeah, thank you guys.
It's a pretty deep conversation. Appreciate the call. You're moving right along. Charles, thanks for joining us on Midday with Marcus Maven. What's in mind?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hey, y'all just resurfaced something that I got great enjoyment out of. We was during that Kentucky run in that tournament, also pissed off because I didn't want them to go 40-0. But me and my wife went to Walmart. I'm parked in the parking lot and look up, and I see this guy. He's got a Trailblazer, and on his back window, he had a big old decal. So he went and spent some money on this. a big old decal with 40-0 and a big UK logo.
It's terrible.
I said, man, are you kidding me right now?
This is perfect.
And
This is
then
perfect.
the feeling that I got when they lost, just because of that guy, I didn't even know it, but just because of that guy,
I know.
it was great.
That's perfect, Charles. That's a
Charles,
perfect story.
Steve, y'all don't feel guilty about
My
this?
dad ran in the house and ran out with a piece of cheese and started eating the entire piece of cheese. Like, that was what we were doing that night.
He just happened to have that piece of cheese. And just
He
wanted
ran
it.
in, grabbed cheese, because it was like, Wisconsin, baby.
Golly.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I feel terrible
That was a
about
beautiful
that.
thing. That was a beautiful thing.
Oh, that you know what my snapshot moment is?
Mm-hmm.
The little meme picture of that little baby sitting there eating all that blue cake. Have you ever seen that picture?
Yeah.
The baby eating the blue cake, and he got it mushed all over his face, and he looks like the happiest little child that ever tasted a piece of cake. And it's just like, I just remembered that image, just like, oh my God, I can't believe people. I'm so sorry. We were so immature about the way we just veered off.
No, it's okay though. We can enjoy that because we're all happy again.
Texter asked me, how do we attack Indiana? You got an answer for that, Steve? Just quick analysis, quick synopsis.
Well, I think what you got to do tomorrow, a couple things. Indiana will foul.
They will foul.
And they don't handle pressure. I would like to see Louisville get
Not even
out.
pressure. They don't take care of the ball.
No, not at all. I think if Louisville puts a little extra on them tomorrow.
What are they good at?
What are they good at?
Individual one-on-one. They're very
Yes.
skilled.
Finney's a good point guard. He can get to the bucket pretty much when he wants.
Two guard can stroke it. I mean, they got some dudes with game.
And when they play Davis and Morgan together.
Would you say they look a lot like Seton Hall?
Yeah.
They're Seton Hall.
Yeah. With better bigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're better than Seton Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
But the style of players.
But
Seton
yeah,
Hall.
the style, yeah. But in the same breath,
Not
I
as
say,
fast, though.
I watched no, I agree with that. But I watched Morgan and Davis last year, and I didn't feel like at any point that our bigs. Now Ray was legit, of course, but I mean Malik and Honest and those guys, I didn't feel like they really struggled with Morgan and Davis.
You listen, if you can keep them off the free throw line and get on the free throw line, that'll be a huge Louisville advantage. Draw fouls. Just physical. If you're physical, I think you can beat them up.
Yes, I think so.
I think this team and what he's trying to sell to them. Just I'll follow you, Dwayne.
Yes,
I will follow you. I need Dwayne to keep Enoch locked in, focused, tough. Like he's turning into that guy.
And withstand the run.
Yes. I need you to demand your physical play
right
on and off to your teammates. Like you're at that point where where your physicality is gonna spread.
Yes.
It's not just yours anymore, Dwayne.
Right. Yeah.
That toughness, it's not yours anymore. You have to share it.
And yes, and you need to. The thing with Louisville, what they did against Seton Hall and Michigan State was they stayed consistent defensively the entire game, and that wore Michigan State down. It was a top 10 team,
making a team execute or hit tough shots all day long.
And getting to the basket is a form of defense, because what you did was you put some of their players on the bench. So defensively, I mean, you wore them out. And I think that what you saw them do that against Seton Hall. And I do not think they're as good as the 2013 team. Let me just clear that up right now before I make this comparison.
Goodness gracious.
But that 2013 team had a little bit of that in them where you were like, no matter what the score was, I mean, it could be 14 minutes and you're down 14 in the Final Four, and you're like, all right, they're going to win. And this team has done that. I mean, against Seton Hall, you start out down big, then Seton Hall gets back up big in the second half, but you're like, no, we're in it. Like, because they're consistent on defense. And if they do that tomorrow, it wears teams down over time, and then you capitalize at the end of a game.
Get to the basket, be under control, get to the foul line.
Yeah.
Take good shots. Basically, exactly. Like we shouldn't need to see anything different from the way they've been playing.
Absolutely not. Not a thing. Brian, do we need to hit a station ID before Coach Mack?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Just a sec. He's not up there yet.
Okay.
So.
We can go ahead and hit that, and we'll lead it on into it.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
So we're going to hang around. We're just going to wait for Coach Mack. Again, people, the Crème du Vin, look for the information. One more thing I want to add in to the Crème du Vin experience. Here's the thing, people. I have decided that we have all these charity drives, and I feel like I should always do, like I could do more to be a participant in this. I could do more for the charitable aspect. People, this is what you do. Go to my page. At Maben939. Go to my Facebook page, whatever page. I'll put it on the YouTube channel. Steve, I'm putting up my chairs for auction.
Okay.
I'm putting up my beautiful Louisville chairs. I got them because I wanted to do my part. I wanted to participate in donation and auction drive. I know people, I want to keep them. When you go see my chairs, you get ready. They will be auctioned off. Proceeds going to charities. It's going to break my heart. But just go check them out. And I'll send out the information later on that one while we're still in the holding pattern, waiting on Coach Chris Mack.
Yeah, that'd be good. I wouldn't. But
I know.
I think it's great that you are.
I'm going to regret it.
Yeah, it's great that you are doing that. I'm interested to hear what Coach Mack has to say today, just to see kind of if he, of course, he's not going to give away all his secrets, but to see if he kind of reiterates some of the same things.
He talks way too openly, man, about some,
yeah, but that's a coach that's confident, and that gives you what his style is. If we do what we do well, to answer your question a minute ago, and you say, do you think they'll just keep playing basically the same way? He says, if we do what we do well, I don't care if you know my game plan.
Yeah, and it's like him going back to always having those open clinics and just that kind of stuff. Like, my God, stop giving away all the secrets. But again, basic attack. Sorry about that. Basic attacking.
Mm-hmm. Make them turn it over and make them foul you. You'll go home with a win. Simple. And they'll do both. And you're one of the top teams in the country at getting fouled. So, I mean, I just watched Northwestern and Penn State do it to them. And Northwestern and Penn State aren't exactly playing on the level Louisville is at the moment. So, I mean, you just do exactly that.
I would love to be at Griff's. I'm not doing the post game if they lose.
That's fine. I can handle it.
You and Patty Isis, do your thing.
We'll throw it down. But if they win, that's going to be a fun post game. I'm going to kick my feet up, sit back, and say, we'll stay here for as long as y'all want to talk because we're going to have some fun. By the way, we are at Griff's tomorrow, so it is right across from the Omni there.
I'm doing a pregame too. God,
yeah,
I'm supposed to be going to Bloomington.
Yeah, well, and you need to come out because they got a lot of things going on tomorrow there at Griff's. I don't drink, but I know a lot of y'all do. And they got Griff's Coors Light featuring $2 bottles and $2 drafts tomorrow. So for the Coors Light post-game show, so you come out, hang out with us. We're going to be there watching the game. We're going to do pre-game, watch the game, do some post-game. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and listen, when I'm acting up about the game, please don't make videos of me acting crazy at the game. While watching the game.
We scream.
I know.
You know what you don't have to worry about at Griff's, though? I mean, I think there will be a majority of Louisville fans there. It'll be a good time.
Right.
So it's going to be fun.
Hey, you know what? Kentucky's playing. Why don't we just go hang out at Griff's?
I know. No, I don't think you get that.
Yeah, probably not the best.
But, of course, wherever we go, I mean, being at Applebee's last week, we kind of took it over anyways. It happens.
Steve went full bully mode on it.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, if you invite us out, you know what kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Brian, we still holding pattern right there or what?
Still waiting on Coach Mack. Hey, look, Coach Mack's got it. You said it. He has things to do. So he's not exactly in a rush to get to talk to the media.
So I got back-to-back text messages. Somebody scolding me for putting my chairs up for auction.
Oh, I believe it. Them things are nice. There's no way I would. It's cool. Or I'd have to get a lot of money, man.
I mean, come on, people.
And the money would probably be in my pocket.
No, it's time, Steve.
You're just giving it away.
It's time for me to grow up, man.
No, it is. They are nice, and you do need to get out. We'll get some info out about how to get those.
Yeah, that'll be out tomorrow, tonight, a little later on. But
yeah. So that's perfect. I don't know, though. I think where we set, though, is you go in there, you get a win. Like I said, you come out, you're going to get 3.
Are there any moral victories without the win?
No, I don't think there's moral victories, but it don't have to be a bad loss. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean a moral victory isn't like you're going to be like, oh, this is great. Hey, we hung in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there any situation in which you can come out with a loss and still feel good?
No, but you don't have to feel like it was a terrible loss either.
If VJ and Romeo go back and forth at each other.
Yeah, sure.
31 and 32, and 15.
Oh, yeah, you feel good about VJ, but I still think you feel like y'all should have won the game. But
how happy would you, if they just went mano a mano, how happy would you be?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd feel pretty good. Yeah, I'd feel pretty good.
That's the closest thing you can get to a moral victory.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty good going into that. I mean,
yeah, because if VJ did that, like had a duel with Romeo Langford, and we got that VJ, moving forward, you would say, oh.
Well, yeah, because I think VJ's the one piece that a lot of us are like, man, if he wakes up, and turns into a serious weapon offensively, because I still think he's played well defensively all year. I know people may disagree with me. I thought he's been pretty good defensively. But if we can get him as a serious weapon offensively going forward, and that's the thing that Louisville's been doing. Every game, it's almost like, well, that's a new wrinkle. That's a new weapon. Oh, Quan can do that? Oh, that's a new weapon.
Yeah, they're even starting to connect the little cross screen, the little big man get it inside cross screen thing.
Well, the two bigs together.
And I won't be surprised if they run this cross screen play. You know how Jordan's been getting it past the defender's ear kind of on a great, quick pass when they run that little cross action. I won't be surprised if they don't start throwing an alley-oop with that one.
That's something we haven't saw a lot this year is alley-oops out of sets. You know how Rick always had the backdoor cut at the top of the key that would...
I mean, they've been setting it up all year, though.
Yeah, no, they have, but they haven't thrown it. They throw it a lot out of a pick and roll at the free throw line extended.
You get the Quan 4 off the top cut.
Yeah.
That's going to be alley-oop soon.
Yes. And he'll look like Siva. It just aesthetically looked good when Siva would come off that backdoor cut and you catch that oop, except Quan probably has a little more bunnies than Siva.
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Right now, listen, 38, 31, 93, 9. Does Quan 4 have more hops than Siva?
I need to write him. We need to get Peyton on next week. He's always said, he always tells me he's like, man, look, I love to come on, whatever. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Still waiting.
I think it would be good to get him on here maybe next week.
He needs to be a part of this.
Yeah,
he needs to be more of a regular part.
I'll shoot him a message. Maybe we'll try to get him on next week. I think that would be good. And I'll ask him. I don't know. Quan can jump, man. He can really jump. And Siva Peyton.
I was gonna say Peyton Siva.
I know
can jump.
Quan can really jump.
My
man.
God.
I don't know. That would be. I would like to see that though. I would like to see that kind of come off. But there's wrinkles that are adding every game. Is my point.
Right. Like there are some. Like I'm seeing some open opportunities that I know Mac is seeing. I know they're putting them in one at a time. You know, he talks about information overload being the biggest threat, you know, to the team's development. But I'm like,
and there's a piece of me, and I'm not saying he doesn't think that he can't do it this year, because he said before the season, and he was very adamant, this is a tournament team, but there is still a little piece of him, and I hate to even say this. You know I don't like to do it, but I hate to even say it, but I'm going to do it anyway. There's a little piece of him, I think, that says, I win a national championship next year in Atlanta. Like, I don't think I think that's somewhere in the back of his mind a lot of times too.
This conversation today has made me sick to my stomach.
I know, but I'm sorry, man. I think that there is a little bit of him that says, man, I can go win a national championship.
You need to stop watching those Aiden Gahan highlights. They're tainting.
I know.
Somebody says it's 4.
I mean, it's close. A lot of people say it's Siva, though.
Are we not connecting Bihal or?
No, yeah, we're connected. We're just waiting on him. Coach.
We're good. War.
Okay. We got Jordan Ward, then Chris Mack.
The whole time I expected for us to, go to the tournament. I never thought that we couldn't do it. It's just about us playing hard. So I think my expectations are the same.
Is there something different around this team at the end of games as opposed to, maybe last year, that now, last couple of games, you guys have found ways to make plays against Michigan State and Seton Hall to finish those games off?
I just think it's just mental toughness at the end of the day. I think mentally we're tougher than we were maybe a year ago, and I think that's just something that, Coach Mack has really, instilled in us. Is just we just got to be tough in between the ears.
Green light that you had an open shot to get?
I think so, but I sat down. I talked with Coach Mack and Coach Gotti, a few of the coaches. I didn't really realize how the shots I was taking. I was taking some poor shots. I didn't really realize that until I sat down and watched film. And that's why last game I was making sure I wasn't really forcing up any bad shots. I just kind of just gotta let the game come to me, and that'll help the team be better. But at the end of the day, in terms of green light, if I'm open, I'm gonna shoot it every time.
You guys have a common opponent in Marquette. Have you seen video of what they did versus what you guys did? Any lessons learned from all of that?
Yeah, we watched film. We watched some film on Indiana the past few days. So, yeah, they're definitely showing us some stuff that could help us be successful. And
what are some of the things that the recipe of success? What are some of the things you guys need to do well to have a chance to win there?
Just really just do what we've been doing. Play great. Pack line defense, and just make sure we get back in transition and take care of the ball.
Go ahead. Well, no, I was going to say, following up on Fred's, looking at the Marquette Indiana game, what did Indiana do that devastated Marquette so much that you got to be worried about?
They just forced them into some turnovers that led into a lot of runouts for them, which opened the game up early, and that's something that we can't really do.
Your scoring is up considerably, and so are your minutes. Is it kind of a natural progression, or is there something that's really kicked in with you this year?
I think it's a natural progression. Also, I think that it's just the work that I put in the off season. Going overseas really helped too. So I really think it's a natural progression. Also, the whole coaching staff has really helped me to become better in terms of scoring the ball and even rebounding and stuff like that. So.
You made reference to watching poor shots. Mm-hmm. What do you define as a poor shot? Is it contested, or is it a certain range, or what?
I don't think it's necessarily a certain range when it comes to me. I think it's just, sometimes contested pull-up threes, stuff like that. It's just little shots like that. If I take that out of the game, it'll lead to a better shot for our team.
They defend the threes really well. Indiana does. From what you saw in film, how exactly do they do that, and what are you going to need to do in order to get around that?
Just move the ball, and whatever Coach Mack tells us to do, we're going to do that, and that'll probably lead us to doing some good things during the game.
Before it was pointed out to you by Coach Mack and maybe other coaches, was there ever such a thing as a poor shot in your mind?
I think there was, there's always poor shots, but for me, usually I don't really notice them like that. last year, probably wasn't as important. With me, I didn't really play as much. So, and when I did play, we were probably, winning the game already. So, they didn't really stress it to me. But, this year it's going to be really important moving forward for our team to be good. I just got to make sure, just like I said before, just take good shots. Let the game come to me. That's what I did last game, and I had an all right game. So if I just keep doing that, I'm pretty sure the numbers will be fine, and the team will be more successful.
You take a different approach at all when your first start of your career was Michigan State. Now it's 3 in a row. Is there a different approach or mentality for you coming off the bench versus now it seems like you're going to be moving forward a regular starter?
I don't think there's a different approach. I think at the end of the day, the approach every time I'm going in is just, do my best, just try to compete, work hard, and win games. At the end of the day, every time I'm playing, the goal is it's not necessarily for me to do good for myself. It's just for us to win. If I have a bad game, sure, I don't care as long as we win. That's all that matters.
Why do you think you're starting now versus coming off the bench at the start?
Did he almost say shit?
I just think that, Coach Mack took me out of the line.
I thought he almost said shit.
And I had a few bad practices. I wasn't competing like I was supposed to. So I think it was just a matter of me, really locking in practice, competing hard every day, and, really getting better on defense is why you probably switched it up.
Great. Thanks, Jordan. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That was Jordan Warren. Steve, couple little funny things come out of that for you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought his little jab there that was kind of
passive aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, hey, I was only in the game when we were up really big.
I didn't play that much.
All right, Coach Mack's there.
Back to Coach Mack.
Coach Mack.
Questions?
I don't know for sure, but thank you for taking the team into Louisville. But what's your knowledge of the Assembly Hall environment?
That it's one of the loudest arenas in the country, and obviously they have a very passionate fan base. But yeah, I mean, I've heard the stories.
Did you learn anything from your team's first road game that maybe will apply on this road trip?
Well, I really liked how we kept our composure. It's going to be twice as loud, tomorrow afternoon. But, we got down early, and we have to make sure that we have a better start tomorrow. Not that, that'll be the game, but the last thing you want to do is, fight from behind. And we have to make sure that we do our job on the offensive end to sort of take the crowd out of it, if you will, by being really solid with our decision-making early and generating good shots for one another and, not turning the ball over. That's going to be especially important first 5-10 minutes of the game.
Have you been pleased with the shot selection and the ball security so far?
For the most part, I think at times we become a little bit too casual with the ball. There's a fine line when you're a coach on giving guys confidence and trying to micromanage every shot that's taking place. And I think for the most part, our guys have done a pretty good job of playing together. I know that Coach Izzo, whether he was just being nice or not, talked about how our team really moved the ball and shared the ball. So, I don't think we have any pigs. I think at times, we take some tough shots, but I don't think it's because of ill intentions.
Why has Indiana been so good at defending a three-point shot?
Well, I think their system is really in place now. Archie's had a year and a half or so to sort of put his stamp on the program, and you can see that they they have good size on the perimeter, and they do a great job of getting to shooters. So his defense from a year ago to this year is a lot better.
When you look at the Marquette games for both teams, are there lessons learned from watching what they did versus watching?
Yeah, we got beat and they drilled them. So each game's different. If it all came down to who did what on paper, you wouldn't have to play the games. So I think that's true in every sport. But what they did to Marquette was they got to them early. They took away their confidence. Marquette turned the ball over the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, and then they were fighting behind the entire game. And again, sort of what I talked about before.
Perceptions of your team nationally have changed a lot in the last week. What about your own You see a higher ceiling maybe than you did before Michigan State?
No, I've always had high expectations for our group, but those same opinions are very fluid around the country. So we recognize that you're only as good as your next performance, and no tougher environment and tougher team that we've played all year than IU.
Does it help with validation even a little bit maybe for the guys in the locker room outside of the wins if it starts to get some of that national recognition of how well you guys are playing?
I would like to think that they take more stock in what their coach says than what other people say, but I could be wrong.
Personnel-wise, what do you think? You've got two really outstanding players, obviously, Romeo and Mark.
Yeah, you know, I honestly, up until the last few days, I didn't know a whole lot about IU. They were never on our schedule. We had never faced them at Xavier. They were never in the same tournaments, exempt events. So, you know, I just, being a fan of college basketball, and I got my laptop sitting on my lap at night. You know, games are on. Would I see an IU game from time to time? Sure. But, man, watching them over the last couple of days, I can't believe how talented Juwan Morgan is. You know, and was asking our staff, like, where's he maybe projected in the NBA draft? And, you know, middle second round, I'm like, I don't get it. People are insane. I mean, like, he has unbelievable feel. He's like Draymond Green to me. I mean, only he's a little bit taller. Great passer. Can shoot it, can post. Plays a tough mismatch position for most teams because he's at the 5, 90% of his time out there. If he's not a first-round pick, I understand why some of these guys get fired at the next level. I really believe that. You know, he doesn't have maybe, you know, NBA All-Star ceiling, but that boy can play. And then obviously Romeo's a freshman and a very, very talented one. It's amazing how much he can take contact in the lane and still has such a soft touch. And so we have our work cut out for us because it's not just those two guys and a bunch of role players. I mean, Archie's got a really talented team. You know, a team's going to present a lot of different challenges.
You made a late run at Romeo after you got the job. Did you ever think you had a chance?
Not really, when you don't get a text returned. I wasn't on pins and needles on his announcement day.
What did you say to him?
I honestly think it was more to his dad. And I don't know. Hi, this is Chris Mack, I'm new coach at Louisville. But that's about it.
But you never heard from the family?
No. I did talk to his coach. They were great. But, hey, listen, I mean, he's a national recruit. I mean, he's the all-time leading scorer in the history of Indiana. You're not going to win a 2-week recruitment. You know, you're just not. But it'd have been nice.
You felt like you at least had to check in?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to give it a try.
When you were in camp looking at this team, was there anything about this team that you thought would be leading the nation in free throw attempts to field goal attempts, that ratio? And if so, what did you see that was, you know, sort of conducive to be able to do that?
I mean, it's a small sample size, but I would say that it's always been sort of how we've wanted to play. We've wanted to get the ball in the lane. We wanted to have great spacing and understand spacing on the floor when your teammates are driving. You know, when you press a space bar on your computer, or there are 2 or 3 guys sitting next to each other. I mean, I think that makes it easier on the defense. But the more spacing there is on the floor, then the harder it is to guard in one-on-one situations. The more often that you can get the ball in the lane through drives, post-ups, offensive rebounds, set plays, the more opportunity you have to get fouled. But we didn't set out to, you know, lead the country in free throw shooting or whatever the statistic is. But it's certainly always been a part of how we wanted to play offensively.
How do you feel about these regional games, Chris? I don't know after exactly schedule. Xavier, that playing teams like Indiana are supposed to own Xavier, Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Cincinnati, huh? Where the hell's that at?
Yeah, that wasn't probably.
That's all right. That's all right. I think that I think these games are great for the fans. You know, I think it turns a lot of people's attention around the country to college basketball as football's sort of winding down. And, you know, there are some unbelievable traditions, you know, within a 4 or 5 hour car ride when it comes to college basketball. And to see those rivalries rekindled, I think it's special.
Do you think you'll continue playing Indiana after this series?
I think so. Now, whether that's a home and home or an annual basis, you know, it's like a marriage. You got to make sure the other says yes.
You said within 4 or 5 hours. Are there any teams that come to mind? I mean, you know, Vandy, of course, is close. And Purdue.
Yeah, it's just, you know, you can't put everybody on the schedule, and sometimes it works for you, but it doesn't work for your opponent. And the fact that we're going to 20 ACC games next year, the fact that I really enjoy playing in exempt events like we played in Barclays, although I don't know why I enjoyed that. But you learn a lot about your team and in such a short, condensed time. So it just doesn't leave for many opportunities. And then, you know, obviously we have to pay the bills, and you have to play some teams that, you know, every game can't be Armageddon, and it can't be an ACC, you know, type opponent. So it's just, and then you have the Big Ten ACC Challenge. So you have really a really small window that you can schedule. So you can't schedule everybody, and I think it's proven here that we're going to schedule tough.
The ACC Big Ten Challenge is contractual for years to come. Would you mind if Indiana is your constant opponent in that?
Well, it really doesn't matter, you know, what I think at this point. But again, I think IU's always going to have a terrific team. They're going to be well coached. I mean, it's an easy trip for both teams. So yeah, but you know, I think it's a great rivalry.
If Kentucky is Armageddon, is Indiana Waterloo?
You know, I don't know. I haven't been here long enough, but I'm sure it's it's two great programs, fiercely competitive, and I think we're both playing well. So you know, we'll see.
Because Juwan Morgan's so good, can you defend him with one, or do you have to collapse some?
Well, that's the rub of it. If you bring a second defender and you bring him at the wrong time, I mean, he just has really good vision, great anticipation skills. He sees guys all over the floor. And to Marquette's undoing, gave him 4 open threes simply because they wanted to double him. The trick is to not get sealed or buried right under the basket with him. He knows really how to carve out space and use his body. And, you know, just got to make his looks tough. It's like that quarterback in football that is never quite sure if it's going to be zone blitz, if they're man, you know, changing defenses. And I don't mean necessarily base defenses, but, you know, how we attack him in the post. Are we fronting? Are we bringing a second defender to try to confuse him a little bit as best you can?
When you were taking over at Louisville and trying to figure out your staff and Travis stayed behind, what was the process like for you as going to sort of decide who do I bring with me, who do I rely on to figure out who that other assistant's going to be? How was that for you personally?
Well, for me, it's all about recognizing and rewarding the people that you were in the war room with, so to speak. So, you know, everyone that I was with at Xavier had an open invitation to join me, you know, and I think they said the same thing happened with Nick Saban at Michigan State when he left for LSU and nobody was on the plane. So I didn't bring everybody, but everybody certainly had an invitation. And then there were some relationships there with Travis as well. So he kept some of the guys that he had at Xavier. And then from there, for me, it was about loyalty, familiarity, you know, knowing that you have to teach a bunch of new players who you are and gain relationships and teach a system. I didn't want to do that with all the guys that I hired because then you'd really be spending an awful lot of time coaching the coaches. So that's obviously why I brought Dino. His experience in the ACC helped, but more than anything, it was because I trusted him, and I knew that he'd be loyal, and I knew I wouldn't have to coach the coach. And then, you know, some of the other guys that I hired, either past life with me at Xavier or relationships that I had with them. Really, the only person that I didn't hire or that I hired that I didn't really know previous to this was Andrew Lentz. And, you know, Andrew was at IU with Coach Crean. He was at Baylor. came really highly recommended, and made a great choice with him.
When you took the job, there was some question about whether you'd be able to retain the existing players. There was a perception that it was going to be a rebuilding situation. What was your own view of how quickly you could hit the ground?
Well, Vince gave me a lot of confidence, twofold. First, he felt like all the guys were staying in his many conversations with them down the stretch, but it still didn't really offer me, fully guaranteed that would happen. They still had to meet me, and we still had to talk through their objectives, their goals, their experiences. So that was the first thing. The second thing was he was looking at long term. He wasn't looking at, hey, we need to be here next year. Of course, he couldn't be impatient enough for me anyway. So I just wanted to build relationships with the guys that we had, tell them that I chose them, and go from there.
Did you feel that you had a base to compete at a high level right away? At that point?
Still learning. I think that we have enough talent to be a team that competes each and every night, and at the same time we don't have a history together, and we're going to have to be able to battle the highs and the lows and be the same team and same teammate each and every day, and I think we're learning that.
Looks like you did pretty well against Archie's teams at Dayton when you were at Xavier. What's he like to coach against?
Very prepared, very competitive. He's a terrific coach. Gets the most out of his players. They're going to dive on the floor for loose balls. They're going to be amped to play. Their team's going to have a spirit about them. The records are relevant. It's not like I was 11-0 or something against them. The games were all tooth and nail down the stretch, except for one. It's just I anticipate it being very similar tomorrow.
Anything else, Coach?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Louisville's going to be wearing the black uniforms.
Why are you so... You need medicine, dude. Why are you
Somebody said I need CBD.
Yes, you need to call Crush 680, man, or whatever we're doing with the CBD cannabis oil. Gosh, after I heard that, man, I think there's a lot there that man sounds like he's put together a good game plan. I love what he said about Juwan Morgan. He's pointed that out. Like, dude, we know that basically if we shut that kid down, we win this game going away. And I think he's a guy that's got
so excited.
He's a confident dude, man.
Who, Mac?
Yeah, he's a confident dude going into tomorrow. I liked it.
Let's take our last break. Brian Hall, Midday with Marcus Maven, 8150. 939 is the number on 939 The Ville.
This is U of L Today with Mark Hebert.
If they're training to become doctors, they're probably going to a jungle or desert first. The University of Louisville Medical School's global education program after this.
Commonwealth Credit Union is now the preferred credit union partner of the University of Louisville, offering more financial services to the U of L community than ever before. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently. Visit WeSeeUofLDifferently.com for more information.
Every summer, more than 40 future doctors head overseas.
They will typically be gone for about 2 weeks.
Bethany Hodge heads the U of L School of Medicine's global education program.
They're moving into communities and setting up pop-up primary care clinics. They are in Ecuador, a very rural part of the rainforest. There are 2 trips to Brazil where they actually live on a houseboat and travel down the Amazon to provide care. And then we go to a very rural place in Tanzania as well. There definitely is an adventure component that I use to hook in the students. And then while we're there, we're teaching them tropical medicine, we're teaching them social determinants of health, and we're cultivating their compassionate heart for people who have less than they do.
Hodge believes students who may see and help treat malaria, advanced cases of HIV, or parasites in third world countries make better, more compassionate doctors when they get home. Training the best and next generation of medical professionals. We are U of L.
Are you ready to sell your home? Well, there couldn't be a better time. Houses are going for top dollar and selling quickly. You need to call Jill Blessinger with Keller Williams. She has a team of professionals that will help you sell your home quickly and get the most for it. She is a professional home stager and photographer. And when you're ready to buy, she works with Becky Bleemel of Caliber Home Loans. She makes the loan process very simple. And if you mention you heard this on Middays with Marcus Maben or ESPN, your appraisal is absolutely free. So give Jill a call today at 502-773-0546. That's 502-773-0546. And let her help you today.
I'm Brandon Lang, and many of you know me from the movie Two for the Money with Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey playing me. Man, do I wish I had his head of hair, but unfortunately, I don't. And the bad news is, as I've gotten older, going bald is something I couldn't control. But wait, with bad news comes good news. Parsley Waldman Hair Center of Louisville made me young again with the greatest hair transplant surgery in America and more affordable than you can imagine. From the moment I walked in the door at Parsley Waldman in the morning until the time I left that night, Dr. Waldman made me feel comfortable as if I was sitting at home watching TV. Waldman's staff was fantastic, and Dr. Waldman was with me every step of the way. I never thought getting hair again would be so easy. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can be young again. That's hairsurgery.com. It will be the best decision you ever made.
So, Steve, what do you think about Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers, man?
Let me just say, I had a friend who totally ruined his car. They got him taken care of quick, efficiently, and out the door.
Family owned and operated for over 70 years, Ed Scorns is the leader in auto repair technology and technician training. Do not, I repeat, do not let just anyone repair your vehicle. It's your choice. Tell your insurance company you're taking your vehicle to Bill at Scorns & Sons Collision Centers. There are 2 locations, Bardstown Road and Shelbyville Road in Middletown. Or call us at 491-BODY or visit us at etscorns.com. That's ETSCORNS.com.
If you're looking for smart ways to save money, just stop by your neighborhood Kroger. Right now, it's time for the Buy 5, Save 5 event. Just choose from a great selection of participating items. And when you buy any 5, you'll save $5 instantly at checkout. Choose from select items like Kroger brand cheese, all laundry detergent, General Mills or Kellogg's cereal, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com or use the app for more info. The Buy 5, Save 5 event is on now. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
What good is it having that beautiful view on your front and backyard if you can't see through your old grimy windows? Or how about when you let a little fresh air and your windows are constantly getting stuck? If this sounds like your current situation, it's time to make that call to Windows Plus. They have the best free lifetime transferable warranty, the best installation in town, quality products, doors, windows, siding, and gutters. They've also been voted the most efficient for 2018 and an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and all 5-star reviews, which means these are exactly the new windows you've been looking for. So go visit them at 11501 Plantside Drive, Louisville, Kentucky, or 502-494-0120. That's Windows Plus. Make the call.
Chances are you've recently talked about it, or thought about it, or might even be thinking about it right now. You're thinking it's time to upgrade your vehicle, and boy, do we have the place for you. Globe Auto Sales. Family owned and operated, serving the greater Kentuckiana area since 1972. Why Globe Auto Sales? Well, the answer is simple. The staff at Globe Auto Sales focuses entirely on the quality buying experience, not the high-pressured sales pitch you get at other places. So while you're thinking about it, stop by Globe Auto Sales located at 5705 Bardstown Road. Check out their inventory at Globe Autos online. Oh, and be sure to tell them you're a friend of 93.9 The Ville.
If you hear basketball's bouncing, that must mean the weather is getting colder, which also means you're getting ready to find out if your heating system is ready for the season ahead or headed to the bench. This month, you can get 36 months special financing on qualified Trane comfort systems or $1,000 back from the DFH Company. It's hard to stop a train, and it's hard not to call DFH Company today, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Subject to credit approval, visit dfhcompany.com for complete details.
Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good Good afternoon. I'm Brian Hall. The Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Buy one window, get one free. 0% financing for 36 months and free installation. You'll be saying, I love my windows. The University of Louisville men's basketball program continues to prepare for its matchup against Indiana tomorrow. Yesterday, the Athletics' Dana O'Neill sat down with our very own Bob Valvano, and she talked about the Cards exceeding expectations.
Nationally, I think people are impressed. I mean, they're playing hard. They're scrapping. They're winning games that I don't think anybody that expected them to win. And look, I think the expectation bar was low, and they've jumped over it. So I don't think you can ask much more of the team, considering everything they've been through, who they have, Chris Mack, new coach, all of that stuff. I think there's good reason to feel good about Louisville basketball right now.
The Cards and the Hoosiers are set to tip off tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. at Assembly Hall. New Louisville head football coach Scott Satterfield, who has been on the job for a couple days now, is starting to piece together his staff and get started on recruiting. And news broke a couple days ago from Ethan Joyce from the Winston-Salem Journal that 2 assistants from Appalachian State could be joining Scott Satterfield's staff, and they are co-offensive coordinator and QB coach Frank Ponce and Appalachian State defensive coordinator Brian Brown. Brown was just named one of AFCA's top 35 under 35 coaches. The Athletics' Bruce Feldman is reporting that Brown will be the defensive coordinator at Louisville as well, and his defense at App State ranked number 4 nationally. It is still unknown what role Frank Ponce will play at Louisville, but he is known for his great recruiting ties in the state of Florida. Appalachian State strength and conditioning coach is expected to join the Louisville staff as well in the same role. The number 5 ranked and 9-0 Louisville women's basketball team is preparing for their matchup against number 19 Kentucky, which will be at 2 p.m. on Sunday at the KFC Yum Center. And the number 1 ranked Bellarmine Knights continue to prepare for their matchup against Christian Brothers University tomorrow at 3 p.m. at Knights Hall. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is Sports Center.
This is it. The final week of Genesis' incredible finance offer. You have until this Sunday to get 5 years zero-interest financing with zero down on any purchase. Guys, shop early and let Genesis help you with that home run gift. We have the jewelry women love. Prices starting at $250 up to $500,000. Rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants in stock and ready to go. And with this special finance offer, everything's affordable. How about a $6,000 designer ring? You pay just $100 a month. Or go over the top with a $10,000 diamond bracelet and pay just $166 a month. It's the smartest and easiest way to buy. And yes, everything's included, even all GIA certified diamond engagement ring, as well as all Swiss timepieces. But please, hurry. This amazing offer ends this Sunday and will not be extended. 5 years, zero interest, and zero down. Genesis Diamonds. Open Sundays now till Christmas. Shelbyville Road Plaza. On approved credit, see store for details.
At Woodbridge 30, our philosophy is life is measured in moments, make the most of them. That's what guides us every day. Robert Mondavi founded Woodbridge in 1979 to make light, smooth, easy drinking wines that bring people together. Great California wines made for everyday enjoyment. They're delicious on their own or with a variety of foods. And with 13 bright, fruit-forward flavors, there's a Woodbridge wine to share with everyone at your table. Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi, making moments worth sharing for over 30 years. Please enjoy our wines responsibly. Woodbridge Winery at Campbell, California.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Middays with Marcus Maben on 93.9 The Ville is broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Now, here's Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Midday with Marcus Maben. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. I do love that rejoin music. Whew. I do. We gotta make something out of that.
That's legit.
Yeah. You got over there, Steve.
I'm liking that one. Thanks to George and Barano's by the Bridge for dropping off some pizza to the ESPN Louisville studios. Perfect before and after Louisville men's and women's home games. And this Saturday for the Bob Seger concert at the KFC Yum Center. It's that good. Barano's Pizza. Hey, you know what? Phil's still back there.
It is that good, man. I can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
Why is Phil still back there?
I thought he left. He told me about 20 minutes ago he was leaving.
Yeah, no, he's still there.
I guess he's lying.
Yeah.
Maybe they're delivering it today.
Maybe so. I hope so, because I'm going to have to go.
Do you expect for the Barinos to be here waiting?
Yes.
The moment we play out?
Yes.
Messiah.
Yeah, man. What about that? Look, Coach Satterfield's out today locally recruiting, hitting the local schools. Aiden Robbins just tweeted out that he was he just met with Coach Satterfield. I think there's a certain defensive end that will probably get a meeting from Coach Satterfield.
You think he has a chance to flip anybody?
I do. Yes.
Why?
Well, because they're local, and I think some of these kids want to play local.
If you were the coach, how would you flip a kid? Football coach Steve Rummage.
Well, I mean, I would just if I was Satterfield, I would go in there today and say, look, I watched 5 minutes of your film. I have no idea why the previous coach chose not to make you a priority, but you were the cornerstone of this recruiting class for me. I would love to have you in here setting the edge.
Can you be my Josh Nickelberry?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you be the guy that says yes? The first local, or not the first local guy, because Aiden Robbins has kind of been that Nickelberry a little bit.
Right.
I mean, he's been in there early. He's hung on.
Has he been recruiting others?
Atkins from LaRue County has been in there, kind of hanging in there. I think he's a big-time player. But no, I think, yeah, a kid like Weaver would be a kid that would, I think, make a little bit of a splash. So it'd be interesting to kind of see where that goes. But yeah, and then he's also hitting the JUCO ranks. Few tight ends. Kansas State had a few tight ends that dropped off that he's heard from. But for a quarterback,
oh goodness gracious, people listen very closely to what Steve was about to say.
In the JUCO ranks, former 4-star quarterback that committed to Michigan State plays at East Mississippi Community College.
Where do I know that name from?
Won a national championship this year at East Mississippi Community College from Last Chance U, seasons 1 and 2.
Is he better than Touchdown Terry?
Messiah DeWeaver.
Is he better than Touchdown Terry?
No, jeez, I don't know. Is Lamar Jackson better than Touchdown Terry? I don't know. Take your pick. But you got a big 6'5" quarterback.
Yeah, and people should know that. Will you tell people don't be surprised if you get this influx of interest in Louisville?
No, not at all. I think especially a lot of times when there is a coaching change, you got you
because people wanted to come here.
There's a coaching
in spite of the coach.
More times than not, their coaching change is because a coach didn't do well. So that means there's playing time to be had. That means that and especially when it's a school like Louisville, where the resources are through the roof.
Plentiful.
Yeah. I think you look at it as a player a lot of times. It's the way basketball did. You know, you say, I mean, these kids were like, heck yeah. Are you kidding me? I can come in there and play. I mean, this isn't just like you're coming into a school that the resources are, you know, Purdue, for instance. Well, you know, the facilities are kind of, different ones. There's not a lot of tradition there. It's like, all right, they're 2 and something. And I'll go there and play. But here, I mean,
yeah, I'll take the scholarship. I'll go there and do my thing.
I can get some playing time. But here, I think it's a place, man, where you say, look, yeah, no, there's some playing time to be had, and we will win quickly.
It goes right back to you got Notre Dame on the schedule. If you're a JUCO 5-star
opening
prospect, game, take this Louisville situation.
Yeah, hey, Messiah, you come out game 1, Notre Dame, beat Notre Dame. Can you imagine the headlines if your quarterback's
Notre Dame
name
coming off a Final Four off of?
No, I'm talking just a play on words. Can you imagine the headlines if Messiah beats Notre Dame in game 1? Or you know, I mean, like, there's
Messiah.
It's a dream.
Sends touchdown Jesus packing, or just, you know.
Yeah, it's a dream, man. Like, you know, I mean, so, but I mean, if you're a JJ Weaver, do you want to come and play? First game Notre Dame. You're going to bring in Clemson. You're going to, you know, I mean, you're going to go to Florida State. You're going to go to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. You're going to play them there. I mean, like, there's
your schedule.
The sale, you're going to go to Florida State and play in Tallahassee next year. the sale is just there for Satterfield right now. So I do think he'll fill this class, which he don't need many. I think he'll fill
That
this
Weaver
class
thing
well.
would be tampering, though, wouldn't it?
What?
Talking to J.J. Weaver.
No, he's committed. No.
Boy, you don't have no respect for the gentlemanly rules.
Oh, no, not in football. Football, nobody does. You're committed. That means crap in football.
Really?
I mean, you just watched a kid down the road committed to Kentucky. You know, one Mr. Football. I was like, see ya. I'll be in Nebraska if you need me.
So there is no, so commitment means nothing.
No, not in football. It means absolutely nothing. Signing day in football, signing day is all that matters. Now in basketball, it's a little different. Like, for instance, yesterday when Vernon Carey commits and the NCAA from their account tweets out, big committed sign, Vernon Carey to Duke.
How about that?
Thought that was interesting.
How
That's some
about
kind
that?
of a violation.
An NCAA official account is tweeting out commitments to Duke.
Yeah. I was like, isn't that some kind of a
Repeat,
violation?
an NCAA official account is tweeting out commitments to Duke.
I know. What about that one dude that committed to Tennessee State, man?
Yeah, right. Did he get a tweet? I mean, I would hope so. So yeah, it's like, all right, well, did the NCAA just commit an NCAA violation? I think they did. Whatever. Hey, you do what you want, right?
You didn't tweet out Memphis' commit.
Oh, they may have.
They didn't. Maybe. I won't argue it.
You know what? I'm actually, while we're talking, because I know we're about to go, I'm going to pull up that March Madness account and see just kind of who else has got, it's probably every commitment under the
that thing been firing out commitments left and right.
The planet. Yeah. Let me see.
I'm listening.
I'm trying. Sorry, I got an interesting text just now from a guy I know at UNC. So they heard that they're talking to Lonnie Galloway. He said, "What are you hearing?" I was like, "Say no."
That is not funny. You know why? Because Jalen Smith always killed North Carolina. Lonnie's gonna piggyback the Jalen Smith effect to Carolina.
Say absolutely not.
Is that the way he's gonna get that gig?
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
You don't see any other commitments?
Oh, I'm sure there's some eventually. Let's see. Yeah, well.
Vernon Carey.
There is Vernon Carey though. I'm trying to look. This is fun.
What guy that has control of that account just decided that, you know what, that's somebody who is a Duke guy who forgot he wasn't on his personal account, realized he was on the NCAA account after it was too late.
I don't know.
Why isn't Kentucky complaining about that? I would be.
They're losing everybody. So.
If I was Carolina, I'd be. While they're showing Cole Anthony on.
I'm already back to early November.
So Vernon Carey Jr. to Duke is the only commitment you see on the NCAA official
so far,
page.
yeah. I'm moving back. Yeah. No.
Is there anything else of note being tweeted out?
I mean, no, they tweet a lot out about players that are in the NCAA, like if a Langford goes off for 20,
right.
They got a little picture put together there, and I mean, but that's fair game. They're in the NCAA. Yeah.
They're in.
And I'm back to September. Nothing.
Okay, Brian.
Yeah, sorry.
So here's the thing, people. I will be doing the pregame show at Griff's. Steve will be doing the postgame show at Griff's. We will be watching the game at Griff's. If the game is not going good, I will bail on Steve, and I will set them up with Patty Ice. We'll still be interesting. Not as interesting as having me on there, of course, because I'll only be there if we win. So that's how I do.
It's fair.
People, the YouTube channel, subscribe. We'll get some kind of budget if we get the right number of subscribers. Bill Edscorns and Sons Collision Center. They work well with us. Globe Auto. Work very, very well with us. Windows Plus. Jill Blessinger, Becky Blamel, Keller Williams, Caliber Home Loans. They work very well with us. It's been a week. I feel like I'll be seeing all of y'all very, very soon. I'm just going to have a good lunch. I'm going to stuff myself. I'm going to try to go to bed early. I'm going to wake up early. I might go out to the Adidas outlet just so I got some fresh Adidas jacket. Rock over there while I'm feeling all good. Middays with Marcus Maben, as always, 8150-939. Text line, 3831-939. YouTube channel, again, we are Made for the Ville. 10 to 12 is always the time on 93.9.